Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Sutri Rianti and I'm here with my partner Namirah Ahsanti as Group 3. We will explain about level of translation. There are comprehensibility and translatability, equivalence at different levels, and what is good translation. Okay, the first material, comprehensibility and translatability, will be explained by Namirah Ahsanti. Okay, Namirah, please.
First, comprehensibility, meaning has to be understood not only in terms of what source text contain, but also equally significantly in terms of such factors as communicative purpose, target audience, and purpose of the translation. Translatability is a relative notion and has to do with the extent to which, despite obvious difference in linguistic structure, meaning can still be adequately expressed across language. The problem with many published text target is essentially one of impaired comprehensibility and issue related to translatability. Translatability is the relative notion and has to do with the extent to which, despite obvious difference in linguistic structure, grammar, vocabulary, etc., meaning can still be adequately expressed across language. But for this to be possible, meaning has to be understood not only in terms of what the source text contain, but also and equally significantly in terms of such factors as communicative purpose, target audience, and purpose of the translation. Thus, while there will always be entire chunks of experience and some unique source text value that will simply defeat our best effort to convey them across cultural and linguistic boundaries. Translation is always possible and cultural gaps are in one way or another bridgeable. To achieve this, an important criterion to hit must be target text comprehensibility.
The next material about equivalence at different levels will be explained by me. Okay, there are 7 points. The first thing is phoneme. Phoneme is translating proper name or geographical name. For example, in English France, so it means Perancis in Indonesia. Next, morpheme. Morpheme in ST or source text sometimes has equivalent in the TT or target text. For example, prehistory in Indonesian it means prasejarah. Okay, the next is word. When the sentence is simple, it will be easy to translate at the level of word. For example, yesterday it means kemarin. However, sometimes translation must be done in higher level because the meaning cannot be understood at the word level. For example, let's go that. That mean yuk makan tapi bayar sendiri-sendiri. It feels like slang ya. The next is phrase. The typical examples of translation at this level usually deal with idiomatic expression. For example, a drop in the bucket, it have a same meaning with setetes air di lautan. So you don't have to translate word by word, but you have to find the equivalence atau persamaannya dalam bahasa Indonesia. And the next is clause. English phrases usually have adjective plus noun order, whereas Indonesians phrases have noun plus adjective order. Terbalik ya. For example, severe acute respiratory syndrome. Sindromnya di bahasa Inggris itu di belakang, tapi biasanya bahasa Indonesia itu sindromnya di depan. Di depan sebelum penyakitnya itu namanya apa, sindrom dulu. Okay, the next is sentence. When phrases are not the smallest unit of translation, translator must seek equivalence at sentence level. Jadi ketika phrase itu bukan unit terkecil dalam translation. Jadi seorang penerjemah itu harus mencari persamaan. Tidak selalu kita harus menerjemahkan itu kata by kata. Kadang artinya itu nggak ketemu. Jadi harus dicari yang setara dalam bahasa Indonesia. For example, birds of feather flock together. Dalam bahasa Indonesia itu ada persamaan yang artinya sama, yaitu rasa minyak ke minyak, rasa air ke air. Lalu ada juga to kill two birds with one stone. Dalam bahasa Indonesia itu ada arti yang sama ya, ada persamaannya, yaitu sekali merengkuh dayung 2-3 pulau terlampaui. Jadi peribahasa ini kalau misalkan bahasa Indonesia sekali merengkuh dayung 2-3 pulau terlampaui, langsung ditranslate atau diterjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Inggris, makanya aneh ya artinya ya. The last one is text. At this level, the unit of translation is a text as a whole. The example of this is the translation of prose and poetry. Sometimes a word or a sentence cannot be understood in isolation without looking at the text. For example, there is a poem. In the left side is the English and the right side is terjemahannya dalam bahasa Indonesia. You can see, you can look. The unit of translation in the poem above is the text. Although there is no one-to-one equivalence between the form ST and TT, the content of the poem in the ST is equivalent with that of the TT. Jadi dalam puisi ini artinya itu tidak ada satu kata gitu yang sama, tapi artinya sama. Jadi tidak diartikan satu kata, maksudnya begitu. Yang penting adalah artinya setara dengan sumber teksnya. Okay, the next one is, what is good translation? The success of translation is measured by how close it comes to certain ideals. These are sometimes called the ABCs of translation. What is ABCs of translation? A, as accurate, reproducing as exactly as possible the meaning of the source text. Jadi kita harus menerjemahkan semirip mungkin dengan makna dari teks aslinya. The next B, as beautiful, using natural forms of the receptor language in a way that is appropriate to the kind of text being translated. The last one is communicative, expressing all aspects of the meaning in a way that is readily understandable to intended audience. Larson, 1984, the sixth, states that the best translation is the one which uses the normal language form of receptor language, and next, communicates as much as possible to the receptor language speaker the same meaning that was understood by the speaker of the search language. Jadi harus komunikatif, jadi bisa dimengerti oleh target text atau orang yang menerima terjemahan itu. The last one is maintains the dynamics of the original search language. Mempertahankan dinamika dari bahasa aslinya, bahasa sumbernya. Maintaining the dynamics of the original ST means that the translation is presented in such a way that it will evoke the same response as the source text attempt to evoke. Jadi kalau teks terjemahan itu harus menimbulkan respon yang sama dari bahasa aslinya. Misalkan bahasa aslinya membuat orang tertawa, berarti di bahasa targetnya itu bisa jadi lucu juga, bukan malah jadi aneh waktu diterjemahkan gitu ya. Okay, that's all about level of translation from group 3. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.